They say brides glow before their wedding. But Geet? She's colder than ever. Her heart locked behind layers of silence, duty, and scars. With only 3 days left, she isn't preparing for a new life, she's preparing to pretend again, but when Maan enters her world with relentless charm and a teasing smile, something unexpected begins to crack through her walls. Could this be the beginning of something real, or another illusion? Chapter 9, A Date with New Beginning. Geet completed her work and was ready to leave the office, carrying the same guarded attitude. She was going to get married in the next 3 days, yet not a trace of excitement could be seen on her face or felt in her heart. How could she be excited? Once again, she was stepping into a role she never asked for, pretending. Pretending to be a daughter-in-law. The only change now was, she wasn't pretending by force, but by fate's cruel twist of chance. Scene shift, Maan's friend called, teasing him to arrange a bachelor party. He agreed casually. After all, his bachelorhood wasn't at stake in his eyes, not in the way people thought. He would still live life on his terms. Yet, he found himself oddly enjoying the spark, the challenge, the constant banter with his untamed tigress wife. Not in that sense, but the way she teased his ego, pushed his buttons, ignited something new within him. Where are you going, bro? Dev raised an eyebrow. To meet my wife. Maan winked shamelessly. Geet will be angry, Dev warned with a knowing smile. I love to see her angry, Maan admitted with a grin. That fire in her eyes, irresistible. Bye. Beware of her. She's untamed. And you. You're starting to fall for her. That too, so soon, Dev teased. Maan rolled his eyes, hiding his thoughts. I don't need your suggestions, Dev. And between us, I know exactly when I should stop myself. All the best, bro. Thanks, Dev. Scene shift, Rosie auntie, bring Abhi after 15 minutes, Geet said, her voice calm but distant. Okay, ma'am. Rosie nodded and left for Abhi's room, leaving Geet alone in the kitchen, and her thoughts. She had changed into her night dress and quietly began finishing up the remaining chores, kneading the dough. Each task was a temporary escape from the whirlpool of emotions inside. I can't believe someone can look so sexy just by kneading dough. Maan's voice hit her like an unexpected wave, making her jump in surprise. Frustration surged through her. He always had a way of intruding into her space, her life, her silence. What the hell are you doing here, Mr. Khurana? She snapped, not bothering to hide the irritation in her voice. I came to help you, or irritate me. How well you know me. He smirked playfully. Why can't you just go and enjoy your time? She bit back. How can I waste my courtship phase with others when I've got my own sexy woman? He teased. Your woman, Mr. Khurana. She narrowed her eyes, warning clear in her glare. Yes, Geet. You're going to be my woman, he said, so innocently that it made her chest tighten. Mr. Khurana, don't test my patience. It won't be good for your health. Believe me, she warned with icy calmness, but Maan, ever so stubborn, wasn't affected. Still, he could sense the seriousness in her tone. Why couldn't she just behave like a normal girl? She made everything so complicated. Yet, that complexity only drew him in deeper. He wanted to unravel her story, to solve the mystery named Geet. He stepped closer, his eyes glued to her. She was unlike any woman he'd ever met. Not every girl threw herself at him, but Geet acted as though his very presence wounded her. Geet felt the heat of his gaze, which made her nervous and self-aware. He stood too close, his breath brushing her cheek, his scent surrounding her. She felt paralyzed, her heart pounding erratically. She waited a few seconds to calm herself, then turned and pushed him lightly, her flower-covered hand smudging his shirt. She looked up at him, expecting anger, but his eyes were calm. How could he remain so calm? Didn't he know what she had just done? His gaze never wavered from her. Then suddenly, he smirked. I'll leave our home, Geet. But first, wash this shirt you ruined. It was an accident, she said tightly. So what? So what? She echoed loudly, disbelieving his audacity. Yes, so what? Now wash my shirt, dry it, and then I'll go. Otherwise, everyone will tease me again. Mr. Khurana, I won't do it. If you care so much, do it yourself. I didn't ruin my shirt. You did, you were standing here. I didn't call you, she defended. Excuses, Geet. I don't care. Wash it. Or I'm not leaving, I won't. Her voice was firm. Then I'm not leaving either. He smirked again, far too pleased with himself. She sighed heavily and turned back to her work. Geet, have some pity on me. Everyone teases me at home, he said in a mock-innocent voice, like a child scared of being scolded. If you cared so much about embarrassment, maybe stop irritating me in the first place, she retorted. I told you, I don't want excuses, I want action, he said, inching even closer. They didn't even realize how close they were. Or maybe one of them did, Mama? Abhi's voice suddenly broke the moment like thunder. She blinked and realized how close she had been to Maan. She immediately stepped back and glared hard at him. Daddy. Abhi ran into the kitchen. Something warm rippled in Maan's chest. He picked him up, holding him close. Hey buddy. How are you? Abhi missed you. Daddy missed you too, he whispered, kissing his cheek. Abhi, come to me, Geet said softly but firmly. She knew this wasn't right. They couldn't afford a bond. Not for Abhi's sake. Not for their sake. Abhi looked at her, then reached out his arms like a good boy. She held him and placed him gently on the kitchen counter while finishing her last tasks. Then she picked him up again and seated him on a chair for dinner. Maan watched them in silence. Abhi occasionally smiled at him, but Geet, she acted like he was invisible. Rosie Auntie looked confused, unsure of how to act. Geet, I thought you had some manners. At least offer your guest dinner, for formality's sake, Maan said pointedly. I don't believe in formality, she replied coldly, not even calling him by name or title. Great. Then I invited myself. If you're hungry, go to your own home, she replied without looking up. You're so miserly, Geet. Now you know, she snapped. She began feeding Abhi and gestured to Rosie to eat as well. Meet you soon, he said casually. I wish we never meet again, she mumbled under her breath. He was dangerous. For her mind. Her peace. Her heart, she knew his face could become her greatest weakness. She might hate Maan, but if she were honest, completely honest, she knew she didn't. She had to stay away. If she wanted to protect herself this time. She must stay away. Good night, he said, his voice softer now. Good night, Daddy. Abhi called cheerfully. Good night, sir, Rosie added politely. He turned to leave, but the memory of her so close to him wouldn't leave his mind. His heart stirred. Maan, you're heading down a dangerous path. Be careful, he warned himself. She says she wishes to never meet him again. But her heart betrays her silence every time he stands too close. Maan doesn't just want to tease her. He wants to solve the puzzle called Geet. But what happens when teasing turns into longing, and pretending turns into truth? Text on screen.